I was sitting here thinking, I want to live stream a lot more, but I don't want to do it here because it's too much stuff I'm putting on this channel and I don't want things to just be oversaturated. So what am I to do? Because every time I say I'm streaming on Twitch, almost everybody says I'm not getting on that platform. A streaming channel on YouTube. And that's what I'm just gonna do from now on. I'm gonna stream on YouTube and talk about whatever it is I want over on that second channel. Oh, how come you don't make a Rumble account? You should make a Rumble account just in case YouTube takes you down. I did. Are you gonna go follow it now? Subscribe to both of them. Follow me because I know you like my sexy chocolate face. But for now, ongoing stupidity. On this episode of Race Plays a Factor in Everything, you have a white teacher getting shot by a 6-year-old who just so happens to be black. This teacher alerted her upper brass that this child is someone that she has to deal with constantly. They didn't do anything about it. And because this teacher got shot by this 6-year-old and her upper brass didn't do anything about it, she's suing them for a lot of money.
On the 6-year-old accused of shooting a teacher in a classroom on purpose. Now, less than an hour ago, we learned from the Newport News police chief that boy used his mother's gun.
We told you about this on Friday when it happened at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia, and so many people were scratching their heads. But police did take a 6-year-old into custody. Investigators say he shot a teacher after some sort of altercation between the two. Just one shot was fired. No other students were involved, and that teacher is still recovering. In a news conference just under an hour ago, police said that teacher 25-year-old Abby Swerner saved lives.
Mrs. Werner was the last person to leave that class. She made a right turn and started down the hallway, and then she stopped. And she turned around. She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe.
And medics took Zwerner to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, but over the weekend, her condition improved. And that's according to the chief.
Yeah, we're thinking over this. It's hard to wrap your brain around. It's just a lot.
Right,
you know?
right. That a 6-year-old would have access to a gun, would put it in a backpack, would take it to school with the intent to allegedly harm the teacher. This was such a unique situation for prosecutors. A 6-year-old boy alleged to have committed this terrible crime, but they've got to decide what happens next. And so we verify, can a child that young even be sent to a juvenile detention facility? Our sources are the Quote of Virginia and Julie McConnell, a professor of law at the University of Richmond. Now, Virginia law prohibits sending children under 11 to a juvenile detention facility, and that is because those facilities are simply not built for children that young. McConnell says they wouldn't be able to guarantee their safety or appropriate care. If it is deemed necessary for that 6-year-old to be separated from his parents, there are some options. Children under 11 can be sent to an approved foster home, a facility operated by a licensed child welfare agency, or some sort of suitable other place designated by the court. So we can verify, no, a 6-year-old cannot be sent to a juvenile detention facility.
New information is coming out this morning regarding a school shooting case involving a 6-year-old. The teacher injured after getting shot in the chest says school administrators failed to act after multiple warnings. Lawyers representing the teacher say that concerned employees passed along warnings 3 different times. Police say school officials did not tell them about the reports until after the shooting happened.
The teacher then tells that same administrator that she believes the boy put the gun in his pocket before going outside for recess. But the administration could not be bothered. The administrator downplayed the report from the teacher and the possibility of a gun, saying, and I quote, "Well, he has little pockets."
The school's assistant principal resigned Wednesday. The school board voted to remove the superintendent as well.
And in the middle of all of this, the grandpa of the 6-year-old decided it would be a great idea to let the world know if his grandson was white and the teacher was black, this would not be a news story for anybody to be talking about.
Do you feel that there's some racial component to it?
Absolutely. I think that if the dynamics were different, if the teacher was maybe looking like me and the student was Caucasian or another nationality, it wouldn't be as pumped up as much.
And I find that weird because as this is coming out, people are focusing on a white Army veteran being locked away in jail because he choked out a homeless black dude who spent his time being Michael Jackson on the subway. I'm sorry, but when it comes to the racial divide, there is more attention on a white person doing harm to a black person than the reverse. Now, it's absolutely asinine that a 6-year-old even had the ability to get a gun and use it, and the mother has been charged, if not convicted already, because of when I'm recording this, of child neglect. But that's besides the point. You can't look at a situation where there's clearly somebody in the wrong and you getting mad that the media wants to talk about it. Whether if they talk about it too much or not enough, they talking about it at all is a problem for you. You can't sit here and say, in a world where there is more attention on the white supremacy, the white guilt, the white rage, and harming black people, you can't say, oh, this wouldn't be talked about as much if it was one of these white guys doing it. You literally got people chomping at the bit for any mass shooting or school shooting being a white guy.
Tonight, chilling new details of a 10-year-old Milwaukee boy opening fire, killing his mother at close range. 12 News is not naming the boy due to his age, but new court documents reveal the boy opened fire because his mom wouldn't buy him something on Amazon, and then he purchased a virtual reality headset from her Amazon account the day after she died. The deadly shooting happened Monday at the boy's home near 87th and Hemlock on the northwest side of the city. Police initially ruled the shooting accidental, but the criminal complaint says the 10-year-old's family called police with serious concerns the next day. The boy's sister telling detectives, quote, "He has had rage issues all of his life. He becomes very angry and acts out," adding that he had been seeing a therapist. And when police questioned the boy a second time, they say he told them the shooting wasn't accidental and that he was mad at his mother because she woke him up early that morning. According to this complaint, police say the boy told them he took his mother's keys and grabbed the gun from a lockbox, then went down to the basement to confront his mother while she was doing laundry. The boy told investigators he only meant to scare his mother by shooting at the wall, instead admitted that he shot her in the face and that he knew guns can kill people. No one answered the door at the family's home Thursday. The complaint says the boy's grandmother said he told her, quote, "I'm sorry for killing my mom," then asked if his Amazon package had arrived. He's charged as an adult. He's due back in court next week, and if convicted, could face 60 years in prison. Meanwhile, his mother's funeral is set for Friday.
I'm sorry, Grandpa. I know you love your family. I know you love everything about them. But in this situation, it needs to be talked about because I personally want to know where'd the gun come from? How did that kid get it? How come you as an adult to the mother and not making sure that that gun is locked away so that a 6-year-old cannot get it? And how did this dude pull it out and shoot the teacher as if he knew everything that could be done with a gun? A lot of steps need to be talked about here, and I wish the worst on this mother because yes, it is child neglect for you to not make sure a gun is locked away. But to get mad and try to play the race card in the worst way possible makes no sense because whether, and this is just my opinion, you are welcome to disagree with me, whether if it was a black dude, white woman, black woman, Mexican, albino, Irishman, trans, gay, straight, heteronormative, it don't matter. It should be talked about because of how asinine it truly is. And to get mad people are talking about it, you might want to shut up in any other situation where a white person is obviously in the wrong. But in the meantime, I'll let you all marinate in that confusion. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. If you're wanting to join me in a live setting, I am streaming, talking about apparently Jamie Foxx not being around a bunch of black women. You're interested in that? I know you are. Or you just want to look at me a little bit more. I know. Go over there and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.